Today on Special Edition TV, going airborne to provide disaster relief and to help fight the war on terror.
Hello, I'm Ileana Bravo. Now we turn to a topic that's of concern to all of us.
Here in the peaceful Arizona desert, you'd expect to find cactus and tumbleweeds, but not an airfield complete with military C-130 aircraft.
The perceptions of what we do, a lot of people think, wow, look at this spooky company out there doing all sorts of strange work. There is definitely a sense out there that this type of company operates in a shadow, if you will, operates behind the scenes.
Travis Grantham is the Vice President and the Director of Operations at International Air Response.
There is no covert entity associated with International Air Response. International Air Response, if you will, is no different than the Air Force's Air Mobility Command, the people responsible for transporting equipment and testing things and doing things. We just provide a service to them when they are stretched to capacity and at other times as well that allows them to use an outside source.
And for the U.S. government, it just makes good economic sense.
It's more cost effective for the government to hire a private corporation. Private corporations often are less restricted in what they're able to do, both in a research and development area and as far as something as simple as flying and operating aircraft. We can turn our aircraft loose on jobs for the United States government and focus solely on doing that job for them while they're focusing on managing in the end result.
International Air Response was started in the late 1960s by William Grantham, Travis's father.
He started it as an aerial firefighting, insect spraying, crop dusting business, if you will. International Air Response over the years evolved as a disaster relief company into a sole source contractor, if you will, that the United States government and the Department of Defense was able to go to and say, hey, we have this disaster in Africa. We need you to supply aircraft to help us combat this locust outbreak.
That readiness evolved into research and development contracts with the Department of Defense, testing new weapon systems, new aerial platforms, and helping to train free-fall jumpers.
One of the things that our company does on a regular basis is we do a lot of high-altitude parachute testing.
Jim Cowan is the General Manager and Director of Training for Complete Parachute Solutions, which designs, manufactures, and sells the latest parachute equipment for the U.S. military and our allied countries.
Even though we're selling our parachutes to the military, it's on us to get that testing completed and done before we get to that point. So we have the capability of using International Air Response to provide C-130s to do that high altitude testing. And also there's the capability that they're available on a regular basis.
And without that capability and availability, the military would have to carry out its own testing, which would tie up much needed resources.
It absolutely allows them to free up resources that would otherwise be devoted to doing a lot of the tasks we do. There's more important things going on right now in the world, such as the war on terror or other missions abroad, that they look at things like training, like research and development, like natural disaster relief.
And for companies like Complete Parachute Solutions, working with the private sector is an efficient, practical option without the bureaucracy.
It's so much easier to work with International Air Response than, say, like an Air Force crew or an Air National Guard crew that may come in here who's unfamiliar with the airspace, unfamiliar with, parachute operations. They may do them once in a while to me, just to check the box in their currency folder. However, International Air Response does it on a regular basis. They provide jump capability not only for our company, but for other military units here in Arizona.
Another advantage is cutting out some red tape.
We're not waiting on some type of a long-term process that goes through 800 people's desks to finally get approved. We can get up and get something done immediately. The day they call and say, hey, we need this parachute capability, we say, yep, we can get that tested right away. We call down and they say, yeah, we've got an airplane available when you want it.
We're able to keep our aircraft ready on a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week type call-out. We operate a total of 7 airframes. As you can see, the one behind me is in for heavy maintenance. I keep crews on short leashes with pagers on a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week type call-up. We have people that are always trained, always ready, always available.
But it's not just the front lines of military operations.
So if there's a natural disaster tomorrow and the United States government says we have to attack this immediately, I could easily get one of my aircraft released from another job to go respond to that disaster.
And that disaster could be flying in supplies for hurricane relief or even oil spill suppression in the event of a platform breaking loose, a well purging, or a ship running aground.
Our aircraft is ready 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on a 4-hour response time to respond for the oil companies that pay for it.
And response time that is measured in hours, not days, is vital both to domestic situations and to international ones.
International air response has been as far as the deserts of Africa, spraying for insect outbreaks in the event that people are having their crops consumed at a rate that's unacceptable, to protecting our national forests in the United States of America when there are bug outbreaks, things of that nature that kill the forests and that destroy them, both for logging and for enjoyment.
Being prepared in this arena can be the difference between success and failure.
It's a 3-person crew, a pilot, a co-pilot, and a flight engineer. It's a very labor-intensive airplane. It's something that we choose to maintain and operate wholeheartedly because we just don't trust other people with it. When we're doing the critical work we're doing, when we're hauling 45 Navy SEALs to 25,000 feet in the middle of the night, we want to know that that work has been done correctly. We want to know that we have accountability at our facility for what has been done there. We don't want to trust an outside source that we don't necessarily know. We know this need's going to be out there for a long, long time. And as the world gets busier, as we drill for more oil wells offshore, as we get attacked at some point by another terrorist organization, as third world countries have disasters and need relief, the work is only going to expand. Short of flying and serving, or serving on the ground, or carrying a rifle, or assisting the armed forces or the troops in any way, short of directly doing that and wearing the uniform, this is the most rewarding thing I can think of, because we're working directly alongside. We are getting to take part in the same mission. We're getting to progress foreign governments and foreign countries towards freedom. We're assisting with that on a round-the-clock basis. That is the most rewarding work we do, is watching those individuals be trained successfully and learn something as they're jumping out of our aircraft and riding with our crews before they go to war. They are the ones that are on the front lines. They're the ones we never get to hear about in the news. They're the ones we don't get to see on TV when it's being discussed.
The cooperation between our company, CPS, and IAR, International Air Response, has been a fantastic marriage of the right equipment coming together at the right time to provide the right training, to provide the best ability for our military forces to go out and fight the global war on terror.
For Special Edition TV, I'm Richard Allen.
Until next time for Special Edition TV, I'm Ileana Bravo.
Find International Air Response at 520-723-6555 or at internationalairresponse.com. To reach Special Edition TV, go to specialeditiontv.com.